Here we go. Let's get it. We're going back to Wembley, baby. FA Cup final. It's May 17th. Okay. So the rumor is they're aiming to do this final at 3 p.m., which is 9 a.m. Central. My sister graduates. That's like overall, that's graduation weekend for a lot of people. And my sister graduates from culinary school. She'll be a pastry chef at 10:30. So technically, the game will be over in time for the graduation. But the talking could be happening right when like the whistle is happening. I might be traveling while having to watch on the phone. I honestly have been looking at bars that are going to be around the building. And there are a couple. So tomorrow I plan on calling them and being like, hey, you going to be open early in the morning? Who's going to be open early enough? I might just have to be a little late. The good problem is her last name starts with the B. So it's like in the B's though. So it's nice and early. I can get it done and over with. But if I'm a little late, I shouldn't miss it. Naturally, I got to stay and help throughout the whole thing, but I might volunteer to leave and get the party set up. That way I can start enjoying myself and hopefully celebrating. And I'm trying to decide because, I have a Man City black polo. I have a couple of nice like City versions of polos of good clothing. I could wear that. But maybe I'll get like a nice button up that will go with one of my retro shirts or something. I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna freak this. Like how nice do I want to dress for my? Cause, it's just a bakery chef. Like depending on.
Don't minimize that. Don't minimize that.
No, I was gonna say some chefs are like cool and they're like laid back. I gotta get a vibe of how my sister is expecting us to dress. Like, does she want me to dress in my best? Or can I, rock a nice, like, would my blue Goater shirt, would that be, it has a collar? Like what are the levels? What will she allow? That's what I got to figure out.
A collar should be enough. I think a collar is technically business casual.
Like, I think so. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm never minimizing the fact that I'm traveling down to see it. Like, I'm trying my best to do the big brother. I'm happy for you. Keep it up. Let's run it up. I want you to become a famous baker in that area. Anybody who lives in the Little Rock, Jacksonville area and you need some baked goods of any sorts,
what kind of stuff like does she make? Like, what's like her specialty?
Right now, she's doing a lot of like really fun, like she loves the decadent cakes. So she likes combining flavors and cakes, cupcakes. She's muffins. It's pretty simple. She goes and like sells them at like farmers markets and things like that. But when I'm down there, I'm going to try to get her and just like step her game up, some focaccias, some things like that, something that actually gets her to like stand out from the area because everybody's doing those like cupcake packs that are shaped as characters and things like that. Like, let's elevate yourself, honey bun. Start making some honey buns. I don't know. Like, actually, honey buns are a thing down south. Eat it in the microwave if that's your vibe. Anyway, I'm getting so far off. We're talking about Crystal Palace, FA Cup, baby. After the last time we played, April 12th, came back, beat Crystal Palace 5-2. Oliver Glasner was saying, hey, I'm going to show people plenty of tape where guys are going to be listened and learned about this club. You can't come and do the same thing because we're going to be ready for you. But what I will say is, the last time Man City had lost was March 8th, and that was to Nottingham Forest. So we got our lick back. Before Palace beat down a Villa, they haven't won since April 5th. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not confident at all, 10 having the utmost confidence, how confident are you that Man City will beat Crystal Palace and lift the FA Cup trophy? And Tarik, I need a number. You always do a great job at completely avoiding the question that I ask.
Yeah, I disobey the rules.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I'm the dad, I make the rules.
So number?
I would say so. Number on how confident I am that City beat Crystal Palace. Scale of 1 to 10.
Yes, please.
8.5.
Oh, let's go.
Solid.
Sharpie?
9.9.
Honestly, I feel like
I almost went 9.
Mm-hmm.
But see, can I explain why real quick?
Please go for it.
So we have our lineup now. I think Pep knows the best 11. We always try to get there by May. We have it, right? The last time we played Palace, remember, Rico started at right back. So already our back line wasn't the same. Noose wasn't there. And then you had no Haaland either. So Haaland's going to be back fit. He's already in training. We'll talk about that. So I just know we're a better club than we were. And that was after giving up a 2-goal lead, almost down 3, and then scoring 5 in a row. Whereas Palace, yes, they looked amazing in the semifinal, but they can get got. And we've taken out everybody in our wake. We're on that classic City run-in, and this train doesn't stop. You're just going to be in our way as we get our trophy that we get every year.
Do you think, and not saying that, we play better without Haaland, because I think that's ludicrous, but we have kind of grooved this new lineup because we've had to be without Haaland for a little bit, and we found something that works. Is there any amount of you that is concerned about changing it up now that we found what works?
No, only because he just makes us so much more dangerous. Just his presence, it makes everybody else's job easier. So Marmouche is a great striker. He's not 6'4". He doesn't occupy 2 center backs at all times. So I just feel like Haaland being on the pitch, it just makes everybody's job there's a little more space for me to take that shot if I'm Kova. There's, another one-on-one if I'm Jeremy Doku. We could even start Jeremy Doku. We didn't do that before. There's so many ways we can attack you now, which is the classic City way that Pep likes to do. Is I can hit you with a Mahrez, I can hit you with a Sterling, I can hit you with a Gabby, I can hit you with Grealish or whoever. He has everything at his disposal now for the first time, and it's just happening at the end of April.
So bringing Haaland back into the 11, which I think I agree with you. That's the right move. Who has to come out? Because again, you can't bring him in without taking someone out. So who are you dropping from the lineup?
Sir, I'm so glad you asked. Let's look at the most recent match against Forest, right? I would drop from this lineup that was really, really good. Nice little 4-2-4 set up on FOTMob. Oh, this is easy. I take out Rico Lewis. And then I plop Haaland right in the middle. Because they had basically set up on FOTMob Grealish and Lewis were in the middle of the front four. But yeah, I would just put Haaland right there. Take out Rico. He can be on the bench. And then boom. I would literally start that same group and be happy.
And I'm happy that you're even talking about Haaland because naturally Pep was also asked about Rodri.
I don't know. Is the training every training session is doing with us? So it's doing really well, I would say. But yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Rodri wants, but the doctor is going to tell me, Pep, you have a green light to give you some minutes or so on. So I will not rely with the doctors in that case.
Please and thank you. We already talked about, obviously it looks like both of y'all are expecting Haaland to be back for at least the FA Cup final. Would you expect to see Rodri? And if so, how many minutes?
I think, what's the date of the FA Cup?
The 17th.
I think he, okay.
So it's 20 days.
Yeah. I don't know if he plays in that or if they just save him for I think he gets a run out before the end of the season. So whether that's in the FA Cup final, which is more of a intense match, versus that final match against Fulham, where hopefully both teams are kind of just on the beach. It is kind of more of a, we have to play it, but everybody's kind of going in. It's like testimonial pace, right? So I want him to get some minutes. but I don't know that I want them in a cup final unless we know for certain that he's good. Because the worst thing would be for him to re-injure himself. That would be the absolute worst case scenario. I'm not in any rush to see him.
I'm with you, because if we even think about how did he hurt himself in the first match, or was it the Community Shield?
It was in the season. It was like in the
it was like
season,
a couple
it was
games
September.
in.
Oh yeah, it was against Arsenal, but I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember if it was the Community Shield against Arsenal or if it was the first match against Arsenal. Because that would be kind of awful. Is because even in the Community Shield they were playing very intense in that fucking match, and I feel like that energy is going to translate into the FA. Well, naturally, Crystal Palace should want to try to win this. And I think they're going to have to try to play as intense, very similar to where we'll get to it, where Nottingham, they were struggling, but whenever they came into those challenges, they came into those fucking challenges, bro. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Well, Sharpie, did you give your thoughts? You expecting this?
I hope he doesn't dribble a ball. I just want him to sit on the bench.
So Club World Cup then, for both of you?
That would be ideal. Like,
That's
wait
true.
until July. Yeah.
You don't even have to play in that for all I care.
For real, like, it's not a necessity. Like,
I'm
man
be ready for
a break
starting
till
next
August,
season. Yeah,
we'll see
I'm ready
August,
for
bro.
that. I really don't care about the other stuff, man.
Like
Keep
I just don't.
training.
I just don't think it's gonna be really tough to keep Rodri off that pitch. Like he will sub himself on. He'll fight Pep. I think after a while, he's.
If Pep doesn't name him on the bench, then he can't come
He
in.
can't play. That's the tough part right
So
there.
look, you can either come and sit there like a nice little boy and be happy, be content, be cool,
I'll
On the
sit your
fence.
back.
or go up there in the VIP suites and eat the good food and just chill out up there. One of the two, man. You can't have both.
You gonna behave or you not coming?
Yeah.
What you gonna do, Roger? What you gonna do?
It's up to you, my guy. You can pick and choose, but
Oh my god!
what you will not do is step foot on that pitch.
I will say though, seriously, I like that Pep already said like it's up to the doctors. This is not a feelings thing. This is a facts discussion. Facts over feelings. Like if they don't give the green light, he don't play. If they give the green light, now it's at Pep to say his discretion. Is it 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or no minutes, right? But yeah, if he only gets a run out in like the last home game for the City fans, right? Because it's going to be a Wednesday game now because we were supposed to play Bournemouth on the weekend, and now it's going to have to be midweek. If he comes out for that, oh my God, incredible. 90th minute sub. Oh, Rodri's back. And then that's great. That would be my dream scenario.
That's fair. That's fair. Bonus statistic that I can call back to later in this episode. Rico Lewis is second in the club with 95, behind Josko Lavardiol with 133. In throw-ins taken. It's all about the small spaces, that pocket position, baby. More on that later. We making art over here. Capitalize the
I
A.
hate the most is when you don't want the ball.
I hate it.
You have permission to make a mistake. You have permission to lose. You have permission.
And that's when we get big.
Yeah, I'm a genius.
Attack everyone and send everyone.
I think we're forgetting the most important thing. We're forgetting about focusing just on ourselves.
But we can do better. We need to take the next step, and there's no better place than taking the next step here.
Show ourselves out there how much we want to win it again.
We win 4 of the last 5 Premier League, guys. 4 of the last 5 Premier League. Are we going to do it again?
Don't ask me again about doubles, triples, quadruples, fifth-tuples, six-tuples, and seven-tuples. So,
Don't do it. Hey. Welcome to episode 138 of Shades of Blue.
World's famous.
The end of the season, actually probably next week. I don't think we can do any Kanye anything right now. The bros. I mean, he's been wilding, and I've been trying to hold on to old Kanye because it really is a whole different thing. But bro, He's just doing so much. I have him blocked, and I still can't not be surrounded by the bullshit that he does. Anyway, we are the most comprehensive show about Manchester City, covering both the men's and women's game, spanning both sides of the Mason-Dixon line. We make an art over here. Capitalize the A. I'm CrunkChocolate. I'm here with my show bros. Sharpie Charlie, Tarik. How's it going? How you doing? How you feeling?
Feeling great, man. How you doing, Tarik?
I can't complain, man. Start of a new week.
Hey.
For teachers, it's one new week closer to the end of the school year. So my wife is
Amen.
happy wife, happy life. So
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
man, all is well at home. Kids
There you
about
go.
to be licensed, so I ain't gotta be picking them up from school no more.
Yeah.
No,
Are you all doing the thing where they have their own, or are you letting them drive your car?
we can't. No, they got my old car. I got something.
Okay, that's nice. So they share together. That's fire. Okay.
I went
Great,
and got
man.
something else so they could have it.
Yeah, real dad life. I love that.
Decisions. Before we get into anything else at all, what I need you to do right now, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that thumbs up for us, show some love, leave a comment on what you thought on the episode, maybe a retort to something one of us said. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, GoodPads, any of those podcast streaming services that allow you to rate, please give us that 5-star. If there's a comment, say something nice, like leave a review. Most dope episode podcast, good Man City podcast. I like them. Good vibes. Just say some things. We appreciate it. It really does. It really does help the podcast. Y'all think it doesn't, but it really, really does. Check out our Patreon for $6 a month. We have amazing episodes dropping this week. Press Switch Blue on Twitter, Aaron West, AOSD. We got Bailey Wynn of Sky Blue Times. We got Michael Reed, Jack Garn, Simon Balashkowski, Asan Naeem. I'm recording with them coming up. Real good conversations. And started my prep for all of the summer content. Really fun things with some really cool people. $6 a month. For just one cocktail, coffee, whatever a month, you can have 20 plus hours of amazing content and support an independent podcast. In today's episode, talking wins. It's been such a long time since both teams have won. I don't care how Man City won. It's a win right now. We'll take it. It is what it is. We got FA Cup win against Nottingham Forest at Wembley. We got shock all and applause. We got Baby Blue Baddies talking about players returning, talking about a win against Leicester City. We got another Manchester derby coming up this weekend. But with Tempo back, with Greenwood back, Kanak's been playing 60 minutes consistently. Maybe the vibes are up. Maybe my show bros are feeling optimistic. We will see. But we are going to start with the FA Cup, Nottingham Forest. So Man City's 31st time in 18 years that they have played at Wembley, Manchester City. Let's quickly point out the red elephant in the room. The media love talking about it. At the time of this recording, there were 500 unsold seats. Pep was asked about that.
Yeah, one day maybe the FA Cup will play here in the north. They will come here to Old Trafford, Etihad, or Anfield, or Wilson Park. Maybe they come here. You know, I understand the people. So I'm not the person to say, you know, all around the world, the middle class, you know, people suffer, you know, economically, and I understand completely it's not easy for them. We would love, but I understand they don't come. We will play for the people who comes to Wembley, for the people that we would like to come and they cannot come. This is what I have to try to do it. I would love to be there, but listen, I understand completely. So
does that almost make it, as I say?
I'm pretty sure they would love to come, but they don't come is because they can't.
I'm sorry, did I say 500? Yeah, I meant 5,000. Yep, cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. 5,000 empty seats. And then the next set of questions, still making a fuss about it. And it was that fake, like they actually care, but they don't care. They still want kind of a moment, a clip from him. And then the question was, well, doesn't that ruin the environment from the side of your stadium?
They would come. They cannot because the situation is difficult. For travel, the people on Monday work and maybe will arrive late. When the prices or the tickets and the people cannot do it. So what can I say? So what I said before, we'll do it. I understand completely. They don't come. I'm pretty sure they will love. Again, they will love to go there. It happened in the past. This is not happen. It's okay.
It's a good time.
We have to do it with them or without them. We have to do it. Our job is do our best. Our job is better with our people, but I'm not complaining at all. So completely the opposite. I'm alongside to them, but the people would like to come. I cannot come.
How many times does he have to say? He said it like 45 times in those two segments. And honestly, he almost shot at City because he was like, the people that got to travel, maybe they play on Monday, they don't want to be late. And, the tickets there, people just can't do it. I was like, oh, he almost said it. Oh, my gosh. I love it. He's getting old. He's getting soft. It is what it is. It's growth. It's progress. And, he got in trouble for wearing the Catalonia support ribbon. We know, and we've said on multiple times, that he is a man of the people. He wants the best. Obviously, we would love for something to come out of this, but we've talked about this whole ticket situation so many times. So we'll keep it moving. 4, Nottingham. Nico Williams was suspended. Ola Aina was injured. James McAtee on City's end was suspended. The starting 11 for Manchester City was Ortega, O'Reilly, Guardiola, Diaz, Nunes, Lewis, Kovacic, Bernardo, Grealish, Savio, and Marmoush. There was no KDB, who has played 354 minutes of the previous 360 in the last 4 games. Nico Gonzalez, he's missing. He only got 1 minute in the match. Gundo, who is 6th in the club in minutes played. Kind of wild. But people were surprised to see Jack Grealish in the starting lineup getting some playing time. Savio getting the start over Doku. My show bros, what were your thoughts on the starting lineup? Tarik?
I think I said this the last time we were on, whether that was a lit stream or what, I don't really remember. But at this point, the lineup is what the lineup is, and we should just accept it. And so that's where I've arrived. I looked at it. I was surprised to see Rico. But the rest of it, I was like, it's probably about what I would expect. So, at this point, not only has he been running, but we've been winning with this lineup. So why would I, want to push for something else? So, like I said, I think the Rico call was a big call by Pep. And because he hasn't been playing a lot recently. So the fact that you trusted him in this moment, which, it's a win or go home kind of a situation, is a big responsibility on the kid's shoulders. And we'll talk about it, but he stepped up, did well. So other than that, man, I think it was about what I would expect for where we are in the season. He talked about Savio versus Doku. I just think Doku right now is the, I'm going to use the word change up, because he comes in and it's a complete change to what's gone before for, almost 70 minutes. It's been probing. It's been, kind of more tiki-taka, patient buildup. And then he comes on and it's on that side, at least, it's our version of heavy metal football. He's going 100 miles an hour. So I just think that's the role that he is playing right now. So I just think, like I said, this is pretty much a settled lineup, and I'm good with it.
For me, I got excited to see Lewis on the sheet when I saw that Nunes was also on the sheet, right? Because that meant that he was going to be in his natural position. And same thing with Grealish being on the sheet, right? Like, you have 2 fresh players in positions where you need to press, you need to run. That's going to be great. Crunk did a great job naming those stats of the minutes that Gundo and KDB had played. So it made perfect sense to swap them out. And when we're at our best and we're competing in multiple competitions, Pep rotates. Like, I don't understand why people expect the same 11 to play every time. Like, the front six need to be rotated if you're going to keep the back four solid, right? And so he did that. I've just accepted that Pep has something bigger for Doku. Like, I feel like he is literally bringing him along slowly on purpose and using him as this changer, this closer, same way Sir Alex Ferguson would use, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, or, Pep might have used Julian Alvarez when he first started. And then, as you saw, Juli got more time in year 2. And I know this is Doku's second year, but there's been a lot of change in personnel. So I feel like next year is his breakout. So I'm really excited. I wasn't mad that he's off like I was before early in the season. It's just like, okay, we'll see him at some point. So overall, happy with the lineup, man.
I love that perspective. And Tarik, I love the way that when Doku comes on, he's our version of heavy metal football. I fucking love that too. Okay.
You think about it, like so many times you see people online, again, social media is not representative of all opinions, but it's the most vocal ones. In many cases, it might be a minority, but it's the ones that are most vocal, right? But you see people coming on social media and talking about how slow we're playing. And you can play patient and still play, quicker, right? So we want to play quick, but then there's playing quick with the ball, 1 or 2 touch passing. And then there's get the ball to Doku so he can go at people and cook dudes. And that's what basically Pep has set up. We might keep the game tight. If we get a win, we get a goal early, great. But if not, we're going to keep it tight. We're not going to give up. We're going to be hard to score against. And then we're going to turn Doku loose and say, go be you. Because when he's just like, go be free, go play, get us, create situations, be dangerous. And that's really what he does really well. So
that's cool. Nottingham Forest. They started the match with the kickoff, but it was Man City who quickly got the ball, handled things, and scored. 2 minutes in, what I loved was the patience leading up to the goal. Forest tried to press and make things tough for City, but those triangles kicked their ass. Bernardo Silva, Kovacic stepping back with Vardiol and Diaz to be the ball carrier, the distributor of the pitch, while O'Reilly and Nunes staying very wide up the pitch, pushing up. It made it very tough for Forest to press. Whenever Wood, Hudson-Odoi, or Gibbs-White would try, they couldn't handle those passing triangles. Diamonds had them dancing. For the goal, Savio out wide, he dribbles inside, weaving through defenders before laying the ball off to Kovacic, who took the space that Forest gave him. They were just really retreating. Nobody kind of closed down on him, which then he was able to find Rico Lewis, who received the ball. It was almost like a quarter turn before he could really get any defenders on him, before Sells could really get adjusted. He took that snapshot and beat arguably the best keeper in the Premier League this season.
Obviously, to score here as well, it's something that you want to check off, and luckily for me, I've done that now. It's obviously it come as a bit of a surprise that early in the game, and to get that kind of chance. And I think in another game I could easily scuff that or send it flying over the bar. But I don't know. As soon as I turned, I felt like I was going to score, and I think that was the main factor in my score because I believed in it.
Yeah, it was a lot later, a lot being like a minute and some change later, but it definitely took me back to Gundo's goal in the FA Cup final in 2023. They just kicked it off against United, and even though that one I think was like 13 seconds, whatever. But I remember we had just got settled in because Tarik, we had to switch streams. We did a stream for Crunk, were we on the old stream?
We were on the but we were switching from big TV to small TV.
That's what it was. Yeah, we had to switch on our TV. And so you're going from women's match to men's match. And right away, it's like, wait, we scored. Oh, God, it went in. Like, it was a great moment. And I think, along with O'Reilly, you had 2 City Academy grads in the 11. They are making, like, a stamp for themselves. Their names aren't getting brought up in rumors. We know Chelsea tried to take O'Reilly, but, we know next season, and contracts would say, Rico Lewis, Nico O'Reilly, you are Blues. So I was really happy that Rico, with the fresh cut, Rico got the cut, the curls. Like growing up, man, he's 20 now. He got to look the part, not just crazy hair, it has a mold, has a form to it. I like it.
So is that what we're waiting on for Nico O'Reilly too?
He is up next.
One more year.
I hope he braids it. I think he could braid it, right? Like you got to do something with it.
I always wonder, like, does he wear his hair like this all the time, or is it I took my braids out before the match or whatever? I don't know. That's what it feels like.
I mean, Daku's got a person, right? So we clearly got somebody that's retwisting locks. There got to be somebody doing braids in Manchester. Like they got to have the man them that's ready to help out. You know, it's enough Africans in England to do this.
Big facts. Okay, well, I mean, the lead 2 minutes in, I know we all were expecting a hard-fought match, but did that early goal take the edge off? I mean, I know Sharpie, so like Tarik, how were you feeling after that goal?
So you said that you all were, in the middle of switching from big screen to small screen to big screen, whatever. And so when you got it switched over, boom, there's a goal. It's Sunday. I'm at the church house again, and I got my phone sitting right here, and I'm trying to be respectful. Don't tell the preacher, but yeah. So I get it all set up, and by the time I turn it on, and I feel like, okay, the game has started. Let me turn it on, get it look situation up. We had just scored and they were going to kick it back off again. So I had to wait for the replay so I could see what actually happened. But it was right about that time when I turned it on. So does it take the edge off? Does it make it, a little easier to breathe? Sure. Because I believe that with this current back four, we've been very solid. I think I actually said I thought we would keep a clean sheet because we've been playing really well. So, yeah, getting that early goal says they got to come out and play. They got to come out and beat us. Now, there were some tense moments the rest of the way. It wasn't all our way, but yes, to your point, having an early goal, having that early cushion, it gives you something to hold on to and to build off of. So, yeah.
I know, Crunk, when we were watching, we were just seeing how like that first half was dominant, right? Like you started off the half with the goal, and I think that changes the whole match because it's clear without their starting fullbacks, like Nuno just wants to take this to the second half. And we know that on the forward side, they didn't start Alenga and Hudson-Odoi, right? So he's literally saying like, hey, I have this in the pocket. I can bring him on kind of like Pep would bring on Doku and change it up. And so all they wanted to do was get to halftime 0-0, 1-1, and then we play 45 minutes and go from there. But once you score early, it changes everything. And like that was old school City dominance. I think like in the first 10 minutes, it was like 90% possession City. It was crazy. Like just the way we kept the ball ticking. And it really was like death by 1,000 million passes.
And I'm happy you said that. That actually feeds to something that I'm going to be talking about later. And love y'all the way that we do this pod. Look at this, it's going to be synergy and not even on purpose. 75, like you said, 90% possession first 10 minutes of the match. 75% possession in the first half. What was unfortunate, we had six shots, but only one was on target, which was the goal. To be that dominant, only have one goal. Would I be doing too much calling it wasteful? Like, did you find yourself disappointed that we weren't able to add on to it?
I mean, I'm always hoping for that second goal. I'm trying to remember I don't know that there was anything like big that stood out. Like, oh, that was a complete waste.
There was Kovacic made another good run a few minutes later, and he tried to lay it off to Grealish, but Grealish kind of stayed behind, and they launched the shot out of that. There was Marmoush had a shot at goal, and he overshot it.
Yeah. I think the biggest takeaway, that one. But just in general, I think we were like trying to walk the ball in, and it's like, why aren't we making 3 and 4 passes inside the box? Somebody's got to shoot the ball. So I think that part was maybe disappointing because there were times we got into situations and it's just like, just somebody shoot it. And by the time we do, it's too late. The chance is gone. It's blocked or whatever. So maybe a little bit more decisiveness in the box. But go ahead.
No, I was thinking, like, before I forget, Savinho, he made some beautiful runs. And it's all the talk about end product. I feel more confident when Doku gets in a shooting position, because at least I think he's going to get it on target or might get blocked. Savinho just misses the target a lot of times. It's either too wide, too high, near post, but it's way too much to the inside. So, like, once his shooting catches up with everything else he does so well, it's really scary hours. And Tarik, I said this. I said, in the NBA, they'd be like, oh, Kevin Durant worked out with Chet Holmgren. I was like, can we get Mahrez to work out with Savinho for like 4 days? Go to Saudi, go hang out with Mahrez, or go to wherever you want, and like just let him teach him how to shoot with his left foot. And God, I feel like he will unlock a whole new level of player. But no, I love the possession. Like, I'm okay if we're dominating 1-0 versus like we get that early goal and now we're on our heels and they're taking it to us and we're just trying to make it out. It's like every halftime we want to be up 3-0, but that's so hard to do. But I felt like a second goal would come like in the second half. But we do miss Haaland in those situations. Like, you can't, it's hard to run it up without your big center forward.
Okay, well, how about this? With Alenga coming on in the second half, Forrest started playing with conviction, and it was, we know, no Nico Williams, Ola Aina, that would have made a huge difference. But Gibbs-White, he really couldn't insert himself into the match. In any counter that they tried to start, Hudson-Odoi was offside every single time. Shout out to him. Do you think this was a mistake by Nuno Espirito Santo to, like, with the tactics, trying to expect to be able to have Alenga in the tuck against a team like Manchester City? I know they've struggled this season, but they are who they are. What do you blame it on the forced players? Are you giving the credit to Man City? Like, how are we feeling about this?
I'd say that I heard a commentator say it on some YouTube video. It was like they showed City too much respect by not starting their best front three.
Mm-hmm.
Like, by putting Gibbs-White up front, and you added support in the midfield because, of course, you're weak on the defense. But look at what Palace did, right? You can get through City. We are not infallible, even with our best four right now. We can still get got, and that's because Palace took it to us at first, and then he's messed up by taking Mateta off. So, like, if you put the pressure on City and the pedal to the metal, we're going to press, so you're going to catch us at some point. So, yeah, I think if Nuno could do it again, he would definitely just start his best front three and let him go. But I'm glad he didn't, because like you said about Gibbs-White, once he grew into the game, that second half, that man hates the woodwork more than anything else. My God.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I think because there's been a lot of conversation about Gibbs-White and whether or not he will or should or whatever come to City. And what I said was that I think regardless of what your opinion was on Gibbs-White going into the match, you feel like your opinion was strengthened by what you saw. If you think that he's not good enough, then you'll see the misses. You'll see, he didn't have any end product. The open goal that he didn't hit, right? You'll see that and say, see, I told you he wasn't good enough. If you think that he is good enough, you'll say that man could have had a hat trick. That volley was sublime as far as technique. And except for some very, very lucky placement of the post, it's a totally different match. So I think he overall, I think I'd have to say he played well. And like I said, am I like, oh, bring him to City? No, but I'm not going to complain because I think he's shown that he's a good player and has something to offer. If nothing else, he has the legs to run for days. Go ahead, Charlie.
I had to do a check to see when Jack Grealish signed with City. It was literally the same stage of his career. He was 24, 25 years old. It was that summer of his 25th, right before he turned 26. And you caught him at his peak, right? And this is when you're about to ascend. They always say like 27, 28 is your peak footballing years. So I feel like making that trade, the same way Grealish plays in the pocket, finally, Pep, thank you. You put Gibbs-White there, now you just like hypercharge it, right? Because he is a better athlete. He has all the physicality. No, he doesn't have the calves. He doesn't have the hair. He doesn't get fouled as much. But on the pitch, running, And that display against a team where like we tried to save the team, he tried to save the game. I mean, that's not the only reason why I want him, but I've seen the whole year, like since his progression from coming to Wolves to Forest and keeping them up, and he's gone through it the same way Jack did with Villa all those years. I think you sell Jack for 40, 50 million if you can get it, and then you put that right onto Gibbs-White. Now you get younger, you get more explosive, get another brother in the building. It's a win-win for me. Like that's the swap I want.
Captain too. He was captain for the night. So he demonstrating some leadership as well. So doesn't mean he'll come to City and be a part of the leadership team, but it wouldn't surprise me again. People who are leaders typically are leaders everywhere they go.
And he wants to be an England international, right? Like they have Euros coming up next summer. So when you can say, hey, I now play for City, I've worked my way up. Tuchel has been to games and watched them. Like you are trying to impress. And there was one point, I think we had 6 England players in our group. You want to be a part of that. And so why not come play with Foden and, all the rest of the boys?
And people can disagree about what his price will be. I think by the end of the season, just because he did not play the best in this FA Cup, how strong will Nottingham Forest end? That 80 that everyone is talking about, that 100 that everybody's talking about. Shout out to the episode that will be dropping soon with Jack Gone. We talked about it. And he was like, look, I understand what people are saying, but I'm talking to people, and nobody of seriousness that has to tie with Nottingham, that has to do with City, none of them are saying 80 million. Nobody believes that. Like 60, 65, that's more realistic. And I would love it because even Vardiol, he was rumored before the World Cup. That Leipzig were wanting 100, 110, and then how much did you get him for? 80. Like that's just, you can aim for whatever you want, but after some conversation, Nottingham Forest, they are going to have to move some money around. Being in a Champions League spot is actually huge for them. If they get in the Champions League spot, they do have a little more power because that's a Champions League money that they have coming in. Whereas if they miss and they get Europa or something like that, then they very much need the money. And we could possibly even get them for like 60, 55. It's in their incentives.
If I'm them, I'm not giving rid of them for 55. If I'm City, I'm going in. I'm probably taking 70 to 75, drop it on the table. Here you go. Let's just be done with
Take it or leave it.
I don't know that I want to go too much above that, but if I'm them, I'm not giving them up for 55. That's just not going to happen.
You need a homegrown player.
He's too good to them for giving up for that amount. But go ahead. You want to say something, Charlie?
That's fair.
I think like 60 plus bonuses everybody eats because you now give them a reason to attribute. But I was going to say, like, looking at their schedule, y'all, they are tied now with Chelsea, right? But they are behind on goal difference. But the last match of the season, it is Chelsea at Forest. Like that match, I'm going to love, obviously, watching City, Tarik, hopefully you can make it in person. But like the idea of like watching Chelsea and Forest fight it out when maybe a team needs a win because a draw wouldn't help either of them or somebody's behind, like the scenes, everybody talks about things not being dramatic. It's actually dramatic every year. It's just people they want to be mad when City's winning.
Yeah.
But now like 2 through 6 is in flux. Even us, like we got to hold our place. And so I'm looking forward to it. But Crunk, did we score another goal? I think we did, right?
We sure did. And speaking of, I wanted to show some love to our Croatians. Vardiol, Kovacic, the best players on the pitch, period. Kovacic with the assist. He had 94% pass accuracy, won 5 of 6 of his dribbles. Defensively was astute. Won 7 of 11 of his ground duels, had 10 recoveries, the engine of our midfield. Vardiol dunking on Forest to give City the second goal in the 51st minute. He had 5 passes in the final third, and a stat that stuck out to me. Like when I was reading it, I legitimately refreshed the browser because I was like, this doesn't make any sense. He had no ground duels, no aerial duels. Forest legitimately avoided him. Just didn't go his way. They would, if they had to go out to that direction, they went at Nico. But for the most part, they went after Nunes. They went after Nunes and Diaz. I love it. Talk about that.
He was. Well, sorry, not to
Go for it. You go wherever you want.
No, I was gonna say the thing about Kovacic was you knew he was cooking when they told Morgan Gibbs-White, you just sit on that man. We just need to get the ball out. Don't let him get the ball. So you got to just man one-on-one with him and make them play through someone else. And then they had to change up how we were you saw Bernardo coming to get the ball off the center backs. That's a sign of respect. It's like, we got to get the ball out of that man's hands, but his feet, right? He's too good. He's too good on the ball. His ability to get the ball on, with his back to it, or even like on the half turn, and then go and dribble, the power that drive that he has. Phil gets the ball in those same pockets and can make that same turn and go, but Phil doesn't have the same that Kova has right now on his dribble, and it's really impressive to see. You were going to move over to Kova, though. I mean, to Gvardiol.
The goal, right? Like,
yeah, I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. So I wanted you guys to pick a person to talk about, and you got Kova, and you got Gvardiol. Let's go.
Let's split it up, baby. We love Croatia. What a country. We're a small country, small but powerful. That dunk, like, first of all, the placement from Marmoush, the fact that he has that in his locker as well. Again, he is like the perfect, like, next step from Julian Alvarez.
The fact that he's not taking them all the time is concerning. Why is he give that man the ball, let him take all the corners?
Yeah, he's really great at it. That delivery was perfect. And then the timing of the jump, right? Because so many of those headers, people jump too soon or they jump too late. It goes over the bar and then it's whatever, cool, missed chance. But he got it right, and you can't say that. When you kitted that clean, Murillo jumped, but he mistimed it.
I was going to say, you talk about the timing, and you saw two players going for the ball. One's a fraction too soon, can't get there, and then Gvardiol is right, perfectly timed. And like you said, he didn't need to like generate power. All he had to do was make sure he got it on frame, because the corner itself came in with enough pace that all you got to do is now just turn and get the ball going in the way you want it, and it'll beat the keeper. So, that combination, you already called it out, but that combination of the great ball placement, but then able to get up, to rise up, get there, time it, put it in there. It was a great play. We don't score from corners very often, so anytime we do,
it's beautiful.
It's just amazing. Yeah.
I want to get on the hype train. I want to go real hyperbolic. I want to say some things that, might clip it. I don't know. I believe on this trajectory, at the age of 23 years old, he's already turned 23 in January. Jasko Gvardiol is on the path to being the next Rolls Royce defender, like true Rolls Royce center back, the way we look at Virgil van Dijk, the way we looked at Company, right? Because this is where Diaz misses something, right? Gvardiol has all the athleticism. We don't question that at all. He has all the physicality, all the pace, the technique. He can do everything the way a true Rolls Royce can. And I looked at Virgil van Dijk. I'm like, Virgil van Dijk is 11 years older than him, with 10 and a half. And so when you think about where Virgil was 10 years ago, he hadn't even made his Liverpool move yet. I think he was still at Southampton. He might have just came over from the Eredivisie, from the Dutch place, and then came over here. And then he got his move to Liverpool. But like, we already caught Gvardiol so much earlier. So you let this man have, this is your 2 with Pep. You let him get 2 more years with Pep to really get him cooking. Think about what he did with PK, right? Like, that's the next level for him. And if he only plays left center back from now on, because we have a Nico O'Reilly and we're going to go get a true left back finally for the first time since Mendy, the sky's the limit for Gvardiol, man. Like, I rate him so high. And he's the most consistent, I think, of all our 20 to 24-year-old players. Like Pep, like Foden's been down, Haaland's been up and down, injury, whatever. Gvardiol's healthy. He's always there, left back, left center back, pushing in the midfield, playing wing back, scoring goals, like left foot, right foot. He can do everything on a football pitch.
Oof. Fantastic job. Yeah, they're so thankful for him. The young lads, Nico O'Reilly, in the 26th minute with that double spin and a shot at goal that was a little wide, had another solid match. He won 8 of 13 duels. He was dribbled past once, but you're a left back. You're a midfielder, attacking midfielder playing left back. That's great. We've seen plenty we've seen plenty of him during the U.S. tour, personally with our own hosts, and then through the games that we watched. Immediately, you could tell there's something special. Rico Lewis being able to play as a midfielder, doing his thing. But to be honest, other than the opening goal, he wasn't featured that much. I choose to use that word featured a little on purpose. He lost his only dribble take on. He lost 3 of the 4 ground duels. He was drilled past once. I know there should be big time movement with the squad this summer, but I do worry that maybe O'Reilly could earn the midfield spot that Rico Lewis believes in. That should be possibly his next season. So, like, I mean, I know, Tarik, you're just Team Academy, and I know.
Well, yeah, I'm pro Academy for sure, right? But Nico, well, again, I feel like Nico can do all of the things that Rico can do, and he has the physical tools that Rico can just. They're just you can't do anything about that. So if you told me one of them was going to be in midfield, I would say, yeah, it's probably Nico O'Reilly as opposed to Rico Lewis. Nico has the benefit that they both can play as makeshift fullbacks. And I say makeshift because that's not their primary position, not because I think they play it poorly, but just because it's not their primary position. But yeah, I think if only one of them can make it, it's probably Nico O'Reilly.
The comp I like to make between Rico and Nico is that Nico is Rico with like the mega mushroom in Mario, where like you just grow and it's like, oh my gosh, look at Mario, he's so big now. That's Nico O'Reilly. Like he literally is just a supersized version, and you can't beat that height. Like when he came in the box, he has a presence. Like there was that one time he got it. He took 2 touches. He probably should have shot, like Tarik was saying, trying to walk it in. He probably should have shot off the 1 touch. But remember those pirouettes he did? Oh my God. He took out 2 defenders with 2 turns, and it was just like, yo, you can't get the ball off of him when he wants to go. And Rico does a great thing. I think when we go to, I love a good shirt number. I think Rico should get 21. I believe he is a true, evolution of Davi Silva. Like that's his type of player. I don't know what Nico is. Like he's another one where it's like, you're scary good, bro. Like he could wear a 10 and I'd be like, yep, you are 10. Or he could wear, a 7. And I'd be like, you know what? That look good on you, boy. Like he could do anything he wants.
And when I did start to worry about Rico Lewis, I did what I have learned to do over these years. Nerd out on FBref. If you look at my favorite XG stat, which is goals minus XG, basically, are you scoring the goals that you have set yourself up with? How clinical are you with your chances? Nico O'Reilly is at plus 0.8 to Rico Lewis's negative 0.4. Passing, Pep said, Rico is one of the best out there in small spaces.
No, it's a pocket. It's pocket position, 8, 10. He moves really well in small spaces. Sometimes when we play not good like this season, it's not necessary, but when we play really good and control and drop the opponents in the final third, players can move in the smaller spaces. It's really important. Enrico's one of the best I ever seen. He's one of the best. His reception, his controls, his rhythm is really good. And after that, we scored a fantastic goal, but had this quality. I remember we played this season 2 or 3 times in the post, and actions he missed being in the penalty spot. He's a guy in the final third. After that, he likes to be there. And yeah, he proved it today.
And we understand. That is how he earned the nickname Tiny Top this season. Pep wasn't lying. When you look at the numbers, he's 7th in the squad in pass accuracy, above Stones, Vardiol, Gundo, Grealish, with less minutes than I guess you would say you would expect him to have, but he's still like 6th or 7th in the club in minutes. He has only 6 less progressive passes than Bernardo Silva, 8 more than Phil Foden, 37 more than Savio, Nunes, and Grealish. If I love goals minus X goals, then I'd have to scroll down and check out assists minus X assists. And Rico Lewis sits at plus 1.7 to O'Reilly's negative 0.4. If you have to deal with a lowish block that will give you openings because the team will play with you, he keeps the ball moving. He keeps the ball progressing. He thrives playing off of other players with swift movement in small spaces. Multiple passing options, he's going to make the right choice for the best chance for a scoring opportunity for the club. Rico Lewis thrives in the nothing of the match. Death by a million cuts. Like Sharpie was talking about earlier this episode.
Bravo, Crunk. That was beautiful, man. The research. Crunk getting into the stats, the evolution of the show 3 years later. It was like 100% vibes and like, or maybe 98% vibes and 2% stats. Now we're like a 60-40. And I love it. I love what I'm hearing. You're speaking my language, Crunk. FB ref and all.
I thought you were going to like that.
You're damn right I did. You're damn right.
You know, numbers, not feelings. Numbers, not feelings.
There we go.
Gundo. He came in for the underwhelming Grealish in the 71st minute. Doku and Foden from Marmoush and Savio in the 81st minute. And Gonzalez replacing Kovacic in the 89th minute. 89th minute, goodness gracious, Papa. But if I had to guess, Kovacic was only subbed off to receive the love and the claps from the City fan base at the match because he was so great. Is there anything else from this match that we should talk about? I figured we covered everything. What I do want to talk about, this motherfucker tried to play Mateo Kovacic directly in his face, but he's a G, and he kept moving silent. So listen to this question.
Today, a lot of goal mouth action, but did you deserve it overall?
I think it was a deserved win for us. From the first minute, we started quite well, scoring the goal with Rico, dominating, having a few chances, and we didn't put the game to bed, but in the end, they are a strong team. They came back, so they had a few chances, but I think it's a deserved win, and we're happy to be in another final.
Did you hear that, motherfucker?
Did you deserve it overall? Did you deserve it?
Did you deserve it? We just won 2-0. Literally, it was damn near domination. Did we deserve it?
So I think the question is stupid, but the second half, we have to give them credit. Yeah. They could have, on a different day, turned it around. And again, I will give us credit because earlier in the season, when we had that stretch of games where we couldn't find a win to save our lives, there were often situations where we would have a lead. Late in the game, the other team would turn it up and we would buckle under the pressure. And if one of those goals goes in, one of those shots goes in, then we have to see, do we have now the intestinal fortitude to hold on when we couldn't hold on at the beginning of the season or earlier in the season? So do I think I think it's a bad question to ask, especially after we just did all that work to win the match. But I also have to accept and recognize that they made it hard for us at the end. So, we had to work for it. It wasn't easy. That second half, for them, it was a night and day. First half, second half was a completely different game. And again, part of that is the introduction of Elanga, and manager's gonna have to own that one.
I hear what you're saying. Hold on one second. I hear what you're saying, but 2-0, they were close multiple times. That only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. So I get it. Like you want to give them credit, but what is it saying? You don't have to take someone down to lift somebody up. And I feel like that's what that question was. Sharpie?
I love you, Crunk, but I feel like sometimes you get a little upset at things that's like Tarik said. It might be a dumb question, but it's like, hey, they did dominate a half. Now, if you want to praise it differently and say, did you think you deserved it after they dominated the second half? Then I think, okay, now you're fair and balanced. But I will say that it's a credit to City that, again, we're doing this without our top player, right? Like they were missing fullbacks, we were missing players too. So you could have said for us, it's like, yeah, we were just able to make it When honestly, if we would have had Erling Haaland on the pitch, none of this happens. Like it's never going to be this close because you're never going to get that many numbers forward. You're not going to, everything changes, right? So the way that we had those near chances, a third goal always puts it away. But it makes sense why Forest went so hard. They were trying to do something their club hasn't done in a generation, which is get and win a FA Cup, win a huge trophy. So they were right to leave everything on the pitch, and they were up for it. And clearly at halftime, the adjustments worked. Like Nuno's a great manager. What he's done this year is incredible, having 60 points. Nobody saw this coming. But if was the fifth, we'd all be drunk. So the game's the game. Good luck making top 5, guys.
Sorry, I don't know if you have something else to say.
No, go for it. Yeah.
I'll say the post-match picture of Pep looking lovingly and longingly into the eyes of Morgan Gibbs-White. It's like, yeah, he's probably on his way. He's probably on his way because that was like, I see you a little bit. I'll see you in a little bit. Did you see the picture?
Yes. Yeah. And
There's a couple of different angles of it, but yeah.
So, as you said, Tarik, if you were pro Gibbs-White, this match could have solidified that thought. If you were anti Gibbs-White, could have solidified that. Which side are you? Are you pro Gibbs-White, or did this match make you more excited to see him in City Blue next year?
No, like I said, I am not anti Gibbs-White, but I'm not pro Gibbs-White either. I think if we do bring him in, I can see what he will add. Like I said, he's not playing as a 10 for us. He's playing as an 8. And if I see him playing much like a Gundo,
yeah, he's a souped up Kovacic, souped up Gundo. Yep.
That I think he can do really well. So I'm not like, oh, we got to go get him. Because again, I've also, we had the conversation about Reinders. So based on that conversation, I think I'm more pro Reinders than I am pro Gibbs-White. But I recognize that Gibbs-White offers us a homegrown spot, but also that I think he can come in, he can do a job, and he'll probably do really well for us. So I'm not anti Gibbs-White. I'm just not like, oh, let's go get him, sign him up tomorrow. No, that's not me. But if we get him, of course, I'm going to support him like I do everybody else on the team.
That's fair.
I'm just glad our options are, we figured out our recruitment to increase from Calvin Phillips, right? Like, think about the types of players we're talking about and we're linked to now. That was like the biggest error that Cheeky ever made, and they said never again. Never again when you go for the bruiser when we need all technical ability. We can't see through the game of football at 28 or Pep's football. Sorry. Got to have more ready for you, boy.
That's fair. That's very fair. Trying to see any Rico, Pep on. Yeah. Okay. Shock on applause. Quickly want to say congratulations to Liverpool, but more I want to say Arsenal, another year being number 2. You stinky club, you. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's really about it. And then Champions League. I'm excited about Champions League this week. Those are my main thoughts when it comes to shock on applause.
I got to give a shout out to Barcelona for continuing Real Madrid's misery and mediocrity. They're going to finish the year trophyless as long as Barca holds them off in the La Liga, and they have like a 6-point advantage right now.
And they still
4-point advantage. Madrid. Yeah, and they have one more El Clasico left. Yep, on the 11th. So, shouts to Barca. That goal that Koundé hit to win it was crazy. The first goal, his first goal ever. Koundé doesn't score; he just plays every match. And the first goal from Pedri, the layoff from Yamal was fire. The clip of Jude getting ran past by Pedri after he's just like, "Oh my god!"
Just jogging. I know. And then just
he was like in shock. And Pedri's like, "All right, bet. Thank you for the space."
Oh my gosh,
he hit it so clean. And him wearing that 8, it just makes me think of Xavi. Like I just see that, and it's like, oh, this is real heritage right here. So when I fell in love with the game, so I love watching Barca play. I'm gonna say this week, I think PSG and Barca are just better than Arsenal and Inter. So I think those teams will get a leg up this week, man. I'm excited to watch though.
Carlo Ancelotti signing with Brazil, the Brazil national team, is opening a door, which we've talked about at Real Madrid for whoever that next manager is going to be. We think it'll probably be Xabi Alonso.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be a lot of changes, but you got to respect Carlo for what he's been able to do throughout his career. No guarantees that international managerial appointments are the same as what you did in the club football, but he'll have a bevy of talented players to play with and to kind of get the best out of. I think this year his team has kind of let him down, Real Madrid, and I think part of that is the introduction of Mbappe. It upsets the balance of the team, and they just much like it did at PSG. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what Mbappe, when he looks back on his time at Real, I don't know that it'll be as he won't have as many honors as some of the others that have come through and spent time there. I think that's maybe his legacy is what he's not able to do. But again, it's early. He's got plenty of time, and we never know what a new coach is going to do. But I think they're going to have to figure something out, because I don't think the Vinny, Mbappe, Rodrigo, Bellingham, I just don't think that all works. So they're going to have to figure something out.
Yeah.
Saw a report that Rodrigo's on the way out, or they're taking offers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
which makes sense.
There's been some discussion. You heard how he was talking about City earlier in the season, or late last season, how we're one of the toughest teams to play and all of those things. I hear people say twerking for City, maybe. I don't know. But,
I hear Tarik saying that. It's crazy.
I'm just
Tarik in these internet streets, what he's
I know, right?
Change everything.
Yeah, it's like
outside,
my kids
man,
will be
outside
like,
with
my kids will probably be like, "What did you say? Don't say that again. Don't say that."
They'll never know. We won't tell
trying
them.
to stay hip with y'all, trying to, but no, if that's that, come get me, I'm available, because again, I think he's always going to be the one that loses out, because Vinny and Mbappe they're going to be in the same spaces. Yeah. Well, but Rodrigo's not no slouch though.
Sure. No, it's just levels. Yeah,
so I think, I don't know that we go get him, but having him on the wing would be insane.
I would say this: I don't want him to go anywhere else. I don't want to go to the Premier League. Like, I don't want to see him at Arsenal. Could you imagine?
Or United.
I don't want to see him at Chelsea or United. Oh my! Oh, he's not going to go down. He's going to stay in Champions League. I will say this: one quick shout.
Okay.
Serie A has the best race going on. It has a champions race between Inter and Napoli. Inter drew. Napoli won. Scott McTominay is having the year of his life.
Yes.
So they're up 3 in the table, and then 4 through 8 are separated by 3 points. Like, it is tight. And so if you get bored on a Sunday afternoon, they play the last matches of the day. Paramount Plus, most of us have it for Champions League. Check out Serie A. Like, it's some balling happening over there, and you might see some people like Reinders and Teo Hernandez and some people that we can go by because they're all broke. We didn't ask Crunk. Do we all think we're beating Wolves on Friday? We all agree.
Hold on. I wanted to say this, right? So this is what I was going to come back with. So if you look at the last 5 matches, there's a couple teams like Liverpool, Newcastle, Aston Villa. They've all got 4 wins and a loss in their last 5. We've got 4 wins and a draw. The only team that's better than that is Wolves, who's got 5 straight wins.
Who did they beat?
Those teams?
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
5 straight wins.
Who you beat?
I got it right
straight
here.
wins.
I got it right here. Southampton, West Ham, Ipswich,
Can
Tottenham,
only beat who's on the schedule.
Man United, and Leicester City. It's literally the bottom half of the Premier League.
The bottom third. Like, yeah, so they look cute, but don't they got to come to see us? They come to the Etihad, right?
I think so.
Yeah, we said Etihad Friday night, and
that's that
match.
Friday match. Yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah, the one you were just like, what?
Yeah,
Like,
what are we doing?
Yeah, I thought about that again this weekend. So I'll be not doing any work. The last bit of work, I don't care about you all after 3:00. Do what you want. Watching City Wolves. Might have an early goal to watch. So yeah, I think we win 3-0.
Yeah, I think we're gonna beat them down. Definitely.
Yeah. Slowly fit City is dope. I love this rest. This is so nice. Not being stressed.
Yeah. Well, I think we win by 2 at least.
And Haaland's back, baby. I think Haaland comes on and scores.
Tarik, what are your thoughts?
I'll say 2-0.
Okay, cool. Let's go. Okay. C-I-T-Y. Baby blue baddies. Okay, so this match. Okay, so I actually have Nick Cushing. He was asked about just overall the injury situation, but specifically Bunny, though. Is she returning?
Yeah, so Bunny is not with the team in the sense of training, so that would mean she's not going to return imminently.
And what it specifically reminds me of is when we were doing the watch along. Shout out to Neo. He was like, "Hey, just wondering, do you guys think Bunny's ever going to return back?" And we were just like, wait, what? Why would you ask? Wait, what? She only has 1 year left on her contract. The racism abuse, we can decide how it was handled. If we thought it was positive, if it was handled well. Some of us are like, I don't think it was. I mean, there's talks of her potentially going to the Chicago Stars with her Jamaican coach. I'm worried. I wasn't worried. I thought that she was just taking her time getting healthy because she's been battling injuries for like 2 years. But the way that he just said it, she's not returning imminently. I have no plans for her coming back this season. Like, is it something with him? I don't know.
Now, flip it, right? If you've gone through injuries and you've gone through, racist abuse, and there's nothing to play for, right? Like, you don't need to force yourself back like the Europeans who have Euros coming up this summer. Like Lauren Hemp, she is ready to go. She is gearing up. Jill Rohr will be back because they are trying to play for their countries this summer. So that's the positive side of it if you want to go glass half full. But everything you said is real. Like, I remember we talked about it together. So the only way she leaves is for $1 million. Like, she's going to have to get a Germa bid because she is the best striker in the world when fully fit. Nobody can do what Bunny does. She's like Haaland. And so now, do I think anybody's coming with that money? I don't know who can afford her because Chelsea already has their people. I don't think Arsenal makes that move, even though I think like that would probably be perfect for them. And I hate that, but her and Russo would be very scary. But yeah, I hope that City can get a deal renegotiated because playing out a contract is almost as bad as her leaving. It's worse than her leaving for some money. It just hurts the club to leave on a free. Like Trent Alexander for Liverpool, right? Like theoretically, you could have sold him last year and got something for him, but memories are memories. So maybe we'll be in the same boat where we just know Bunny's walking and that's all we can do. So the hits keep coming.
That's so painful. The idea of that. At least we got to experience a win. 1-0 on the road to Leicester City. Jess Park with her goal in the 70th minute. Starting lineup was Keating, Wahhabi, Kanak, Pryor, Kasparai, Alexandri, Hasegawa, and Coombs in our midfield. Lily Murphy, Jess Park, and Carol Lynn. This match was a incredibly tough watch for 85% of this match, if we're going to be honest. Carolyn was playing her heart out. There were multiple times where Leicester City would try to counter, and Carolyn was damn near the first person to the ball right before they got to the penalty box and maybe try to get a shot on goal or was stopped before there. And it really made me terrified because Carolyn is all we really have up there at this moment. And if she goes down, especially after dealing with the injuries that she dealt with, my heart can't take any more injuries if we just keep it real.
I mean, thankfully, there's only 2 matches left.
Yeah.
The Derby, and then we finish with Palace. So we're going to beat Palace. But, like, I will say this match was annoying in the sense that I know we were talking about it on the time we talked about the lineup. Like, I don't understand why Gracie Pryor is on the pitch ahead of Naomi Lazelle. I will ride that out forever. Lazelle is just better to me. She was better when they played Barca, and Gareth Taylor started her. It was great. But for some reason, Nick Cushing thinks Pryor is better. What else? But it was great to see Hemp and Greenwood come on.
Yes.
And I don't think there's definitely a correlation, I believe, of them coming on in the
59th minute.
59th, and then we scored 10 minutes later. And yeah, and it was Lauren Hemp who got it all rocking. That was the one she whipped across, right? It went across the face, across the box, and then Park took it. I had literally been saying the whole match, Park, her shooting boots are not on. She was missing the target. It was soft. If she did hit it, it was nothing with any verve or any force. And then finally, she was like, you can see that was like an angry goal, like they say on Stadio. Like she was angry. She smacked that ball. The keeper had no chance. So that was a big moment. And yeah, you're not playing for anything but pride and trying to finish the season on a high, and they got it done on the road at King Power Stadium. Like they rolled out the big boy stadium. So I was happy that City got the dub. And Kiara Keaton was the woman of the match, player of the match. Fatma.
Yeah, she was great. She had a good save. Went up and got it. Went up and got it a couple times in corners. Jess Park was asked about that goal post-match by Man City, and basically she acknowledged, hey, I took a couple of shots earlier in the match. They were not great. So I figured this time, let me just kick it as hard as I can and just try to go through the keeper. And that's what you do. You got to change things up. And look what happened. Like you said, Hemp, Greenwood coming on immediately. Hemp for Murphy, Greenwood for Kanak. That was simply just to make sure that Kanak can play 90 minutes for the rest of the season. It was more of like a protector health type of thing, which I am here for. Just the fear that you can instantly see that Hemp was bringing on people. The fact that she can go right, she can go left. She's just so shifty. It's amazing how much you miss that. And her, and then the calm that Greenwood brought in the defense. There were a couple times where Leicester City tried to go long, but Greenwood was already there, like jumping on the attacker, heading the ball away. She just sees what they're trying to do and snuffs it out early. So there is no counterattack. There is no me trying to chase you back type of vibes.
I believe it was her that she started it, right? Like then Greenwood step up in midfield and got the ball back, and then she got it out to Hemp. And then it proceeds to the goal. Like that reading of the game, you don't value certain things until they're gone from a team, and they're huge parts. And like it just makes me think of Cat Williams. Chrysler 300 looks like a Phantom until the Phantom pulls up, and you're just like, oh, that is really how you play the position. Like this is what a left winger is. This is what a left center back captain does. Alexandri, super talented, young, lot of time left. She's not Alex Greenwood. Lily Murphy has a great future ahead of her. shit, I would say Mary Fowler, great future ahead of her. They are not Lauren Hemp right now. Like, you are talking about two of the best players in the world, which is why City is still ranked as the 5th best club in the world, even though we're playing like crap this year because of the injuries. They know the talent on this team when Opta looks at it. So, yeah, those two, I think they start the derby. I definitely think they both start. Like, this is like the warm-up match, get 30 in their legs, a week of training. I think they're good for 60 in the derby, and we got to get some get back because that last one, bro, in the FA Cup was embarrassing. And they had to sit and watch. That was when we got the shot of everybody just there on the bench. That was the last time we saw Bunny, I think, right?
Yeah.
That shot of like all the injured players. Yeah.
Yep. And her hanging out by herself above everybody. She wasn't even sitting with the teammates. Like that very much stuck out. Like there were multiple people when I shared that photo on social media. They were like, "Is Bunny not there?" Like she was so far away from everybody. She wasn't even wearing the same color. She was wearing like a maroon. It just felt like she was doing her own thing, and it just really is weird.
It's like that thing when you apply for a new job and you know you about to do it, but nobody else knows you about to do it. Like you ready to make that move, but you ain't told nobody at work because you still got to get these checks. Yeah, Money's still getting these checks, but her, I don't think she's coming back, bro. I'm prepared for the worst. Prepared.
I am. And I do have Cushing after the match. A couple of things he said. And, he said the right things.
I thought we were excellent in the first half. I think we had everything apart from the goal, really. We created opportunities. We had many shots. I think maybe the decision can be a bit cleaner. A lot of shots from maybe 16, 18 yards. But second half, we found the goal. And although it was a bit of a crazy finish, I'm proud of the team, the way they found a way to win. Sometimes that way when teams put 11 behind the ball and they literally just try and survive for as long as they can and catch, a mistake or a set play. And that was the case today. We had to defend some set plays and some counter-attack because we had so much of the ball. But, we want to score more goals. But in the situation the team's in, we'll take the 1-0 win.
And a lot of shots from 16 to 18 yards, that was Coombs. She had like 2 or 3 just long, bad shots. And then Spark had one as well. Amazing. The one shot we took inside the penalty box, even if it was a tough angle, we scored from it. Who would have thought? Closer to the goal, the better chance you have. Who would have thought? Okay. But as I said, Manchester Derby this weekend, got to get back. Haven't beat them this season. In fact, United has been kicking our asses this season. Even with maybe not 100% Greenwood, maybe not 100% tempo, how are you feeling about this match, Sharpie? Like, do you think we win?
No.
Oh.
I just think they're better than us right now. Like
so fast, bro.
Because I knew the question was coming, and I'm very decisive. They always try to say leavers aren't decisive, but somehow, some way, they have a game in hand. I was like, why are we only 4 points behind them? They have a game in hand of us.
They still have a game in hand too. Oh,
yeah. That's why it looks closer than it really is. So here's the thing: you said, "Will we win?" I say no. However, I do think we get a draw. I think we nick a point. And we keep them from second place.
Positive, I guess.
That's all I got. I just think we get a draw. I don't know how. It might be 1-1 because I don't. Yeah, I see a 1-1 draw. Let's do that. Lauren, do something. Do something for me.
I mean, the defense does a lot better because
Fallon Joyce is real. She's hurt.
And she just got a contract extension, so she just got paid.
And about to be the number 1 for USA. Like, this is her season, her time. Yeah. What you got? You got a draw, you got a loss, you got a win. What you got?
I'll be positive. I 2-1 win. 2-1 win.
All right, let's do it. I hope so, bro.
I do think a 1-1 draw is probably more realistic, but I'm not.
If we win, I'm getting margaritas to celebrate Cinco weekend. And May the 4th.
Oh, it is Cinco. Oh, let's go. Okay.
If we lose, I'm getting margaritas to celebrate Cinco weekend. Either way, it's margarita day on Sunday, baby. Let's go.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, that was episode 138. My show bros, Tarik, let's start with you. Let people know where they can find you and the things that you do.
You can find me on Twitter or on Blue Sky at Tarik Peterson, TARIK PETERSON, at Tarik Peterson on Twitter or Blue Sky. How about you, Charlie?
You can find me on X or Blue Sky at Sharpie Charlie. Come on through.
Hey,
NBA playoffs time, baby.
Let's go. Come on, C's. If there is anything that we are on a social media platform, you can find us by searching at Shades of Blue NW, all one word, at Shades of Blue NW. Please rate, review, hit the thumbs up if you're on YouTube. The reviews really help. $6 for our Patreon. Help independent podcast out. Yard. You know the vibes. Shady gang, shady gang, shady gang.